Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, today I'm going to take a look at this cool little 1/18 scale four-wheel drive truck. This is an Enoze, or I don't know how you actually pronounce it, E-N-O-Z-E, or it's just Pxtoys also. Enoze is a rebrander of the Pxtoys RC trucks. This is a 9300E is the model number on this truck. And like I said, this is just a Pxtoys. I actually reviewed this truck in the blue style a couple of years ago. It was called the Pxtoys Sandyland with the same model number. I actually sent that to Dan Nye. If you know Dan is a drone pool on YouTube, so he actually did a video with that little truck. But I wanted to give this one a run. Whenever I requested this, I didn't realize at the time that it was just the Pxtoys, but it's still really cool. As you can see, I've not driven it yet. It's all brand new. These are just friction shocks here. These are not oil filled, but you probably could find some oil filled that would fit this. The body's just on a little crooked, that's why it looks like it's tilted there. Now I pulled it down. You got metal dog bones with little plastic cups, but that shouldn't be a big deal on something this small. I think it was a 390 brush motor in there. It's got some cooling, passive cooling there on top, little radiator things to cool the motor. You got your ESC and receiver combo in here on the side. So just pretty basic little guy. There's where your battery goes. You have a fully proportional steering, the nice little servo in there. I believe this has also full ball bearings. It moves along pretty good from what I remember from the Sandyland. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the battery. It does come with a 2S LiPo, 7.4 volt, 850 milliamp hour. So it's going to move along pretty good on 2S. It uses one of these goofy little Tamiya style plugs, but it's not the big Tamiya when they're small. So you're stuck with this weird proprietary connector. I don't know what this is called. Only other time I've seen it was on the Sandyland. So you're going to be stuck most likely charging this guy through the balance plug. So they give you a charger here. I'll grab it out of the box. A little USB charger, so it's going to take a while to charge this. You also have a four-way wrench, you know, to tighten the wheels and stuff. Some more body clips and pins in there, and a Phillips screwdriver. So I did charge this up using my a better balance port charger than the one here. It's a little beefier, but again, it was a slow charge because I couldn't charge with this because I don't have a connector like this. So what I would recommend doing is cut this off and put a Dean's plug on here. It'd be very easy to swap that out, solder a Dean's plug on, or even you could go with the XT 60 or 30 or something, but a Dean's plug would be good. And then you're going to be able to use your hobby grade charger on this battery pack. So that's what I would recommend doing. Comes with your standard Pxtoys style controller. It says Fast Furious on it. You got your trim, your steering trim, your throttle trim, and your dual rates on the steering. Servo reversing and your on and off switch here. Nice little foam grip, so that's nice. Your forward, back, and your forward, backwards, and your brake all right there, and it takes 3 AA batteries to power it up. So again, nice little truck from what I remember from the Sandyland, pretty quick and rather affordable. I'll include a purchase link to this in the video description if you guys are interested in checking this out at Banggood, and then you can you know, check out more of the details there and make up your mind after this if this is something you're interested in, because you know it's pretty affordable. I think it was in the a $50 to $60 range, I believe, on this, but I'm not exactly sure now. I'm going to drive this around out here, one of my favorite flying and driving spots out here. Nice warm day today in late April. You know, we're still sort of quarantined, or I don't know if you'd say that, shelter at home, but you can go out and about like this, where you're basically with yourself. Now, I do have my daughter with me today, Katy, and she is going to drive the big Pxtoys or Enoze. We're going to be at Enoze party today, or Enoze. She's got the big 1/10 scale Jeep, which I'll show you guys in just a moment. I reviewed that back a couple of months ago, and it has a 540 brush motor, has LEDs on it, has oil-filled shocks, and it's also just a Pxtoys rebrand. I've just done one video on it. She's going to drive it around with me, so if I remember, I'll try to include a purchase link to that big Jeep as well, in case you guys are impressed with that, because the original video I did on that did not get many views. So I'd like to expose that again to you guys, because I thought it was pretty cool, although it's not real quick because it's a big brushed motor. It also uses a 2S LiPo, a little higher capacity than this one. But I think it's a pretty cool Jeep. And again, this will be kind of an Enoze, Enoze or Enoze or whatever you call it, slash Pxtoys bashing party. So be right back. I got to throw the battery in here and then we'll take them out and run them here. So be right back, guys. Alright guys, so I got Katy's this is the big Jeep I was talking about. I think it's like the 9204E. Don't hold me to that. I'm trying to remember the model number on this one. Again, I'll put a purchase link in the description to this one as well. Oil-filled shocks and metal dog bones. I also got this one. This one came to me from Banggood. It's got white LEDs here in the front. So since they're both use the exact same controller, if you have any situation like that, you want to make sure you turn each one on and bind each one up separately. Otherwise, you'll control the other car or both cars. So now Katy had her controller on, same controller, and she was controlling my car. So I could hear the steering servo, something kind of freaking out. It could just be a little of because they're using the same frequency. Well, we'll see. We'll take about now and we're driving around. So I'm gonna put Katy's on the ground here, and go ahead and give yours some gas, Katy. You can see she's got the spare wheel in the back, which is operational. And I got here's the one we're reviewing today, the little Pxtoys 9300E. Very nice, and that is four-wheel drive also, just like this one. You see, this little car's pretty quick. It's just brushed.
A bug just went on the bug.
A bug?
Ah.
Katy really likes to peel out in the rocks. That's another reason why we came back here.
I'm gonna go buy that bitch.
Again, hers is really big. That's a 110 scale. This is mine. I'm driving that we're reviewing today is 118 scale. Yeah. So 118 scale, you know, I mean, you have to be mindful that it may not be as good in grass and stuff because of its size compared to that big 110 scale. Let's see if I can get this one. That throttle trim's all the way up. I mean, it's not too bad. I don't know what that speed. I'm thinking that's probably going to be 15 miles an hour. Again, if this was a brushless on 2S on this size, this thing would be super fast. Yeah, Katy wants hers to go as fast. That truck isn't super fast. I think it's going to be quicker on a 540 motor. Yeah, I think that's a little quicker than mine. I've thought about doing a brushless upgrade on that big Jeep. I'm a little concerned. When you go to brushless, you got to make sure those gears can handle it. And you worry about that because throwing a 540 size, 550, whatever it is, brushless motor in that is going to be a pretty easy thing to do. I've got a brushless motor. I got an ESC. I have a Dumbo RC controller I can use and receiver. But I just worry about stripping the gears out. I may still try it. It's one of the ones I'm considering. Worst case, it just strips the gears out. But it's not like you can just go and get new gears or something like that as easily as a Traxxas or something. So that's one reason why I'm a bit more hesitant. And you guys can see the car. Oh, it got stuck. So it looked like I may have had a little bit of range issue. Now that could also be affected by the fact that we're both standing so close together with these same controllers. I can certainly see that limiting your range. So I'm not going to be overly concerned about that today. But I'm going to stand over here, try to separate ourselves a little bit and see if that helps any. But yeah, I drove this to Sandyland, a blue one like this, before I sent it off to Dan. Drove that one in my backyard. And I know it was fun. This is the way I'm able to get it out here and kind of rip it and see just how fast it is. I can tell I need to do a little bit of steering trim still. Yeah, it's not super fast, but it's not slow. And this would be really good RC car for like someone Katy's age. She's almost 9, 10-year-old. It's quick enough that they won't be bored with it, but it's not too slow for them, but it's not too fast to where they're going to immediately crash it and break it or something. So yeah, I can see it's going a little bit to the so here's your steering trim, a little bit to the right. You always need to trim these cars up when you first get them. I may have, let me see, it looks like I may be pulling, yeah, I'm pulling too far now. Looks like I'm going to go back. and it's still pulling to the right a little bit. The cheaper cars, you know, even with a nice, you know, fully proportional steering servo in there, these servos are still cheap, and sometimes they're not the most accurate. Getting them trimmed up, you can knock them around, they need re-trimmed. Your really good high-end servo, hobby grade stuff with metal gears and stuff, those are more precise. You end up with not having to adjust the servo so much. This one, I can see it's pulling to the left a little bit, so. It's peeling out on me. Yeah, that's pretty good. Again, not super fast, but I'm glad that at least gave us 2S. This would be really slow on 1S. What's up, Katy? Is it down the ditch? Can you drive it out? Katy's big Jeep went down the ditch. Where is it, Katy? Can you get back? Try backing up. And try giving it gas again. Okay, why don't you walk around here and come down and you just pick it up. Can you pick it up? So I got sandals on. Just pick it up and throw it down until you can get it. She's stuck in some really tall grass, and even that big 1/10 scale Jeep can't make it out of that really tall grass. And here's some water down here. I don't like to drive my cars in the water too much, just because one, they're gonna be filthy and you gotta clean them up before you can bring them indoors. And two, you don't know on these cheaper ones, you know, they may say that they're waterproof. This one does, they all do. Are they at least splash resistant? Driving in the rain, snow, that's not gonna be a problem. I wouldn't drive them through something as deep as that puddle. With this being so small, it's gonna submerge itself, and probably not gonna hurt the motor. Motors, you can break a brush motor in underwater, and a brushless. You're more likely to, you know, short out the ESC receiver and ruin the LiPo pack. So, yeah, don't drive it through that, Katy, because that's awfully deep. I know you want to. If we're going to drive anything to the water, it would be the big Jeep, because it's much more likely to make it through there without getting too much water on the receiver. But sometimes these receivers, you can get a little case, or you can enclose them in something watertight and waterproof, and then you're good to go. Especially these receiver ESC combos like both of these use, you can get those waterproofed, and then you're good, because the motor's going to be fine. It's just burning out those electronics you have to worry about. So Katy's going to stop and throw some rocks in the water, like a typical kid. Throw rocks in the water. I don't blame her. So yeah, that water's a little deep. I mean, if she would have to go through it, we need to go slow, just because I just don't want to get that Jeep too terribly dirty. Just a minute, Katy, we can take it through there. So anyway, again, top speed, I'm thinking 15 miles an hour. Oh, there she just went through the water and we missed it.
Oh my God, I didn't even.
That's okay, go ahead and drive it out. It's fine, drive it out. There we go, look.
I wasn't even trying to push the pedal on. It was an accident.
It's okay, it's an accident, she said.
No.
It's fine, Katy. The little car though,
You did that.
the little car is gonna get submerged. But the big car, we're okay to drive it in the water. All right, you wanna do it again so we can watch? So I can film it? Drive it to the water again. Whoa, uh-oh. Can you go pick it up? Hey, let off the gas. You're gonna throw water all inside of the Jeep. Oh, Katy's got it submerged in the water. Let's see if we can pick it up. The good thing, I said, this truck's big enough that we're not burying the receiver. And don't give it gas, you're gonna throw water all over me, okay? Let me lift it up here, guys. It'll be like the motor just has a little water on it. So again, let's drive it on the concrete and try to get the water thrown off of it. Yeah, it's fine. So as you can see, the big Jeep was fine here, but again, the little car, it's going to get submerged. I worry that you could fry the receiver, so we're not going to submerge the receiver ESC combo in that water. If it were raining or something right now, we'd be fine to drive it in rain. This would be great in an inch or less of snow. Are you, Katy? Just drive it on the pavement there. Keep it out of the water, okay? Whoa! She drove over the car. Let's not drive it in the water now. Let's drive it down the pavement so it can throw the water off and dry itself, okay?
Away
Maybe we should do a race. I'd say we're pretty close. You want to do a race?
Oh no.
Let's do a race. Bring it up here and stop. Okay. Let's do a race. Okay, we're gonna do a race that. Whoa, 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 whoa. So Katy wants to do a race. Of course, it depends on whether she starts the car fairly. We're just gonna, we'll go down here and we'll drive it to see. Okay. I'll walk down here and we will see whose car. We have to get them separated since we don't smash into each other. Let's go down here a little farther. It's really windy today, guys, so hopefully the wind noise is not making my mic too terribly full of wind noise. All right, we'll go drive it down here in this review video with the race. So on your mark, get set, go. Oh, I drove off into the grass. That wasn't a very good race. It kind of pulled on me. I had my hand in the air and didn't have it on the, let's do that again, okay? Is that lined up good? All right. Whenever I say go, you go, okay? On your mark, get set, go. Oh, I'd say they're pretty close. Katy was kind of all over the place there. I think it's a tie. She's a little all over the place, and these do tend to pull again. That Jeep, I didn't really mess with it before the review today. It probably needs some trim, and she's a little uncertain of how to do that. So that's probably why she was all over the place. And mine's still pulling a little to the right now. I'm having trouble getting the steering trim perfect, but you probably can get it if you just want to keep fine-tuning this. This is the first run on this, so you're gonna have to do a lot of steering fine-tuning until you get it just right. But be mindful, you know, these are low cost. The steering servo is going to get knocked around and probably need retrimmed. You're probably not going to get it perfect, but you can get it pretty close. Right now it's pretty close. I can see now it's starting to pull to the left again. Yeah, now it's pulling to the left pretty good. Now it's pulling to the right. So yeah, getting the steering trim on this little truck is a little tricky. All right, good, Katy. I thought it went all the way down in there. I had to walk back in there last year whenever the diatone went down and I lost signal and crashed into a big giant puddle of mud down there. It is a mess down in there. Yeah, this is a fun little truck. Even though it's four-wheel drive, you can see it can peel out. It's got good power. It's pretty quick. My only real complaint is I'm just having trouble is getting the steering trim as close as I want. But again, that's not that uncommon at this price point, but it seems like I'm constantly having to adjust it left and then right. But as you drive these a lot, you get used to just compensating for that with the controller. All right, guys, that wraps up the review of the Enoze, or Enoze, or Enoze 9300E, also the Pxtoys 9300E Sandyland is another name for it. 1/18 scale four-wheel drive truck. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, if you're interested in this truck or the big Pxtoys Enoze Jeep, be sure to check the description. I'll have a purchase link to those down below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you know when I do upload new videos. And as always, guys, have a wonderful day.
The power of the dark side.